name's Shaf. I don't have slides, but I do have my name somewhere. And my talk is on does startup culture equal lad culture? And what I'd like to do is to start off by telling you a little bit about my background. I grew up in Cheetham Hill, and I was one of five. It was mum, dad, three sisters, and my brother. And when I was 15, my dad passed away, so it was my mum who brought us up. So it was a really, really strong woman who brought us up, and a massive Asian family. And my two older sisters, who are 8 and 10 years older than I am, they were always like my kind of like inspiration for everything. Like my sister was a Man United fan, therefore I was a Man United fan. She was a Smiths fan, therefore I got into the Smiths. And she went. Both my sisters went into computer science. And 8 and 10 years later, I went into computer science as well. But when I went through university, and my kind of family background, my normal was strong women being around me, and being that just my normality. When I started my career in computing and in the IT world, I soon realised that that wasn't normal, and I looked around and there was just so few women in technology, and not only that, but the few that were there had to overcome so many obstacles. And there's this everyday sexism that was in the workplace, and little hurdles that you had that the women had to overcome every single day that we as men just didn't have to even think about. Shifting gears a little bit to the present day, just last week, Satya Nadella, who is the CEO of Microsoft, he was speaking at a Women in Computing event last week, and it was going really, really well. Until he was asked, so do you think that women should be more pushy and forthright when asking for promotions and Lou's nodding now, and we're asking for promotions and pay rises? And his answer was, when I'm paraphrasing now, he said that women and men should just trust the system. It works for you, and it's good karma. You work hard and you'll get compensated. And he was completely lambasted in all the tech press and Time magazine, CNN. They all kind of pieces on how ridiculous that was. And if you step back and look at where he's coming from, if you look at Satya's career, he's at Microsoft for 22 years. So all of his positive validation, for him, that statement was true, because for his career, he worked hard, he got promotion, and then he was head of the cloud division. And they got promoted again, and another promotion, and 22 years later, the CEO of one of the most influential companies, tech companies of all time. So that brings me back to, does startup culture equal lad culture? And going from what Satya's kind of comments were, it is the system, and if the system works really, really well for men, and really, really badly for women. So therefore, the systems need to be re-architected in some way. It needs to be hacked. It needs to be dismantled and put together again. Startups at Spaceport and in Silicon Valley in the world, startups pride ourselves at not settling for the status quo. We challenge everything. We don't accept the rules. We break the rules. We create new rules, and we reserve the right for breaking those rules. The last frontier is the culture. So what startups need to do to be true to the startup ethos is to hack culture. It's to hack the culture in which they work. We need to look at the system in which we're working and rip it apart. It's not working. It's inefficient. If half of the population is not working for them, then it's inefficient, and any engineer will appreciate that concept. It's inefficient. So I would love to see. As we have Hack Manchester and all these hackathons, I'd love to see a culture hack. I'd love to, if startups are really true to that whole ethos, we need to start from scratch, start from the bottom, and create a new system that works for everyone. So, does startup culture equal lad culture? My argument is that we can't afford it to be, and I think together, everyone involved, we can hack it better. And that's everything from me. Thank you very much.